You're listening to Nightbreed on Inspire Radio, and we've got Jono from Dr. Colossus on the line. Or should I call you Dr. John?
You can call me whatever you like, Ben. Dr. John's good. Jono is fine as well.
Beautiful. Awesome. So, Dr. Colossus is a Simpson-themed doom band. According to Metal Archives, you guys got together in 2011, is that right?
Well, we were together, but we weren't doing all that much. We were just a duo at the time. Yep. And it was an idea that we came up with around then, and it's all sort of slowly developed from there.
Cool. So what brought on, other than a love of The Simpsons, I'm assuming, what brought on the idea to make it Simpsons themed?
Well, Nathan was the original member, rest his soul. He's passed away and no longer with us now.
Yeah.
He and I wanted to just make a stoner rock sort of heavy sludgy band that was not taking itself very seriously at all. So that was the main cause. We were sick of being in bands that were taking themselves too seriously, and we just needed a break from it.
Yeah. No, that's cool, man. So looking at your first album, The Dank, you guys are crowdfunded for that. How did that go? Like, I've never tried crowdfunding a release before. Would you recommend it?
It's a tough one. I guess, I've always battled with the idea because you never want to appear like you're begging or you're, in need of extra help. But just the cost of getting a record off the ground is so momentous, to actually to press vinyl in Australia is a huge outlay. So it just happened to be, to work. In essence, we decided we'd work at like pre-sales. So, you can still get your bundles, you can still get your CDs, and I think everyone treated it like a pre-sale, and it was a successful campaign at the time. It meant that we could actually get the ball rolling and press it ourselves and be independent. So it worked out in that case. But I don't know whether we didn't need to do it with this new record. We just did straight pre-orders with this one.
Yeah, cool. So when you're writing, what comes first? Are you thinking about what refs you're going to use, or is it the riffs?
Yeah, it's a combination of both. I generally just have a few riffs floating around, just a little riff bank that if I think of a riff idea, I'll sing it into my phone. And so there's a few of those ticking around. And then often I'll be watching an episode and a line will stick out or a theme will stick out from it. And I'll latch onto it. And then often there'll be a riff that I'm working on around the same time that will marry to it kind of well. It's generally music first, and then a phrase will hook into the riff, and the song kind of begins to write itself a bit by that point.
Cool.
Yeah.
Earlier you were saying, sadly, obviously, Nathan passed away. I imagine that would have been really difficult. How'd you guys go as a band, continuing and everything?
It was devastating. Like he was, as well as being a band member, he was, my best mate, and Mike, our bass player at the time, or still is our bass player, but we were a trio at that stage. Mike had joined the band, and he and I guess, kind of grieved pretty closely in a similar kind of way, and all of our close friends were all friends of Nath, so we're sort of surrounded by the community that he influenced pretty dramatically with his playing and with his just his gentle giant personality. So I think it was a part of healing and working through grief was staying kind of active in that world and talking about him a lot. And it was just a natural progression. There was like an idea to do a tribute show for him, and we gathered two of our other kind of closest musical companions. My brother, and Josh, a drummer that we'd grown up with, and the show went really well, and it felt like the kind of right thing to do to just continue on, and we sort of all felt that Nath would have wanted it to continue on, and for more people to kind of speak about him after his passing, and the story to continue, and I guess, you know, whatever the word legacy means to people, I guess it's kind of in somewhat his legacy that it still continues to this day, really.
Yeah, no, that's nice, man. That's cool. So the new album's out May 26th. I'm a stupid moron with an ugly face and a big butt, and my butt smells, and I like to kiss my own butt. Obviously, I know what the reference is, but is part of that just getting DJs and magazines to say this big crazy title?
I never thought ahead as far as that, but that has been one of the best byproducts by far. Hearing everyone announce it in its entirety is just absolutely ridiculous. But no, our idea actually came from, well, the main joke we wanted to run was that we knew that it would take up so much space on the spine of a record, and we wanted an album title that would run the entire length of the spine. But yeah, we kind of totally forgot that people would verbally have to say that title, and no one would ever remember it and be able to sort of say it to their friends unless they were very well versed, you know. So that's been a really nice byproduct of that stupid name.
Cool. So on the new album, what can you give us any episode references we can look forward to?
Yeah, so it's sort of it spans a few different kind of worlds. There's a Hank Scorpio track that we've got, which is about kind of getting out of your hometown and moving to Cypress Creek, but we're kind of taking a bit of a piss take out of Clutch's Cypress Grove, with the sort of tone of that track. Then there's also there's a lot of kind of double musical meanings, which we haven't really let that many people in on. But another one's a track about Apu, but he's been hyper Americanized, and it's called Hummingbird of Bengal, but it's loosely based on Warren Zevon's Werewolves of London. I don't know if you're familiar with that song.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So rather than ooh, the chorus is poo.
Yeah.
Just really dumb stuff like that.
No, that's great, man. Yeah. Has anyone from the Simpsons, like people who work on the show, contacted you at all?
No, we I guess for a big part of our lives we've tried to avoid being spotted by the legal side of things, and now that the Simpsons is owned by the rights are owned by Disney, they're it's one to even hide from even more. But then Oakley Dokley obviously ended up releasing a clip that the showrunners liked so much they actually put at the end of one of their episodes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So we thought at that point, well, it seems like no one is going to sue us. So I think the gloves came off, and we're a little bit more direct in our referencing now.
Oh, no, good, mate. That's cool. So talking about the Simpsons, there's a bit of a, I don't know, internet argument, let's say, that, you know, the show's lost it. Boy, some people are like, nah, it's still got it. I'm definitely in the latter camp. I think it's still one of the best shows on TV or streaming or however you watch it. What do you think? Do you think it's still got life in it?
I have to be brutally honest and come clean that the later part of the Simpsons kind of catalogue is pretty vague to me. I've only ever watched episodes once once through, and I think it's probably that curse of nostalgia, where my heart lies with the earlier seasons, just because that's what I grew up on. But I'm amazed how later episodes will come on every now and again on the tally, and I still find myself amazed at how funny the writing is. So I think, like most things, most things that have a seasons that run so long have to change, and I think people get overly critical and stuff that they've grown up with changes too much. And I mean, I think the criticisms against the Simpsons later seasons are probably a little bit harsh. And I guess that's the curse it's going to have to bear, because its earlier stuff was just so heavy hitting and so gag per minute. You really just, I think it would be impossible to maintain that for as many seasons as they've had so far.
Yeah, no, definitely. Have you got a hardcore favorite app? I think mine's got to be Homer's Enemy, the whole Frank Grimes thing. I really dig that one. But
that is such a great episode. And I think I watched that episode only recently, actually, again, and kind of forgot just how brutal it is.
Yeah.
But just particularly even Grimes, his demise, and then even just like the fact that it's so lighthearted that he dies and that's it. It's just like, see ya, get out of here.
Yeah.
Last Exit to Springfield is one of my favorite apps.
Cool.
You Only Move Twice, obviously, is, a kind of a favorite for a couple of the guys in the band. So there's I guess from sort of season 4 to 8 is the main picks for me.
Yeah, cool. So Emprica, the band.
Whoa,
the other
big
band.
call.
Yeah, the other band with your brother Joel. Is there any plans for that project?
Emprica.
Yeah.
That was our first band. And Nath, the drummer that we were discussing before, he actually played drums in that band too.
Oh yeah.
We're still close with the other member, Azza, and I don't know whether there'd be any plans for that. That was kind of like a moment in time in a band that you have when you're finding the sort of areas of heavy music that you're into. So, like most first bands, I guess it's kind of it's trying to be a sort of down-tuned rock band. It's trying to be a metal band. It's trying to try its hand at thrash every now and again, and even a little bit of grindcore when we were starting to get into that. So, I don't know whether there's any plans for that, anytime soon. But we have very fond memories of that band, and it's just where we all sharpened our teeth and got onto other bands.
Oh, cool. Talking about different musical styles. What sort of your main musical influences for Dr. Colossus?
For Dr. Colossus, I guess I sort of often say Goatsnake, one of the biggest influences on me. I just remember when I first heard What Love Remains, the track by them, it's just like, I don't know, it's like a low-tuned G, really slow, sludgy song, and beautiful, soaring, melodic vocals over the top. And I always remember being struck by that contrast of just absolute bludgeoning wall of riffs. And a really clean, accessible, catchy, hooky melody. So I guess I've always tried to sort of, borrow something from that feeling of when I first heard that song.
Cool.
And Sabbath, I guess, always. I just sort of Sabbath are kind of endless in that you can. Every time I go back to them, I hear new subtleties that I just am amazed by, even after listening to them all this time.
Oh, awesome, man! That's great.
Mm.
Any chance of do the Bartman cover?
Yeah, well, we want to do a cover from an existing track. And do the Bartman's pretty nostalgic for me because I remember when I was a kid getting the little single
me too.
Of that, and absolutely, just listening to that all the time. What I can't remember, I'm trying to remember what the other song on the other side was. It was a really annoying song. It was like Marge singing, I think, on something. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
But it would be good to do something that would work as a heavy version. I don't know whether we'd do the Bartman, but it would be an interesting challenge.
Yeah. So we're about to hear one off the new album, Peekabah. So the video's up on YouTube, and you guys got your faces superimposed onto some 70s like NASA footage or something. What was that footage from?
Yeah, it's Apollo 11 footage, and it's incredible footage. It's so well shot, so cinematic, but it's all documentary footage that was just shot by NASA themselves, and it's just a public archive footage. So that's stock footage, and it's free in the public domain.
Wow.
It's totally up for anyone to use. And the other footage is mainly from an anti-drinking video that went out in schools, and again, it's totally public access, copyright free. Just sort of classic looking footage that just worked well together.
Yeah, no, it's a great video, man. Like with the subtitles and everything, it's hilarious. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, look, Jono, thanks heaps for your time. I'm looking forward to hearing the rest of the album. I'll definitely be pumping it on the show when it comes out. And
Sick.
Yeah, thanks again, man. Have a good one, eh?
Thanks, Ben. Yeah, take care. Have a good night, man.